So at this point, you could pause the video and try your hands on the question to see if you get the same answers that we'll be getting. Yeah. So these are the questions. Okay, we are going to be converting these units to be. So I'll convert 2.5 times 10 to the power 5 meters to kilometers, 2.5 times 10 to the power negative centimeters to millimeters, and this and that and that and that. You will see that here we are introducing unit of volume. Okay, so then we need decimeter cube. Usually the conversions we've done so far are in meters, centimeters. They are not powers, they are not square. The units are not square or the units are not raised to a certain power. Exactly. But here we are introducing powers. We are even introducing complex units, for example, grams per centimeter cube. Okay, so how do we do those ones? I think we can do this, but how do we do this one? How do we do this? We introduce this is not a metric unit. A liter is not a metric unit, but we are introducing it. Okay, how do we do that conversion? Okay, that's what we are going to be doing. Yeah, so let's get started. So the very first question: 2.5 times 10 to the power 5 meters to kilometers. Okay, so solution. What's 2.5 times 10 to the power 5 meters equals in kilometers? Alright. Here, this question goes beyond just using substitution. Watch carefully what I'm going to be doing. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to write the same value. But this time I will not bring meters, I'll bring kilometers. Okay. But then I will leave a space. My question did not have kilometers, but I have introduced kilometers. Why have I introduced kilometers? I've introduced kilometers because I know by the time I finish converting meters to kilometers, my answer will have to be kilometers. So based on that assumption, I'm bringing kilometers. But it is not right for me to just bring kilometers like that. I was giving meters. So that means I have to account for the fact that I brought kilo. It was meters, but I added kilo to the meters. And I know the value of kilo. So if I'm able to bring a number that will cancel this kilo, I will have changed the question. Okay. At this point, you may not get exactly, you may not get fully what I'm trying to say. I still remember. What's the value of kilo? The numerical value of kilo is 1,000. That is 10 to the power 3. Okay. Now, if I multiply a kilo, that's 10 to the power 3 times its opposite. I choose to call it its opposite. Okay. Yeah, because if I multiply this by this, it sort of cancels out. This becomes 10 to the power 3 minus 3. That is 10 to the power 0. That is 1. So I can cancel the effect of this kilometer, okay, by bringing 10 to the power negative 3. By bringing its opposite numerical value. I introduced the kilo. It wasn't there. So by introducing the kilo, if I don't nullify the effect of this kilo, I will change the question. So I have to do this. By bringing the opposite of the value of kilo here, this will cancel this to make it 1. And so I still have, this still means that I still have my 2.5 times 10 to the power 5 meters, because this and this is 1. If that is the case, then I can boldly say that this is still the same as this. Meanwhile, I've changed the units. Don't worry, we will solve more examples so you understand. Okay. So that's the logic behind it. You can pause the video or you can go back a little bit to play the video to understand better. Okay, so by doing this, I have changed 2.5 times 10 to the power 5 meters into kilometers. So I'm going to conclude it. This is going to be 2.5 times 10 to the power 2 kilometers. That is 2500 kilometers. So 2.5 times 10 to the power 5 meters is 2,500 kilometers. There is no room memorization here. I didn't have to use a conversion factor. All I had to do is know the value of the prefixes I'm dealing with, kilo. This is quite simple. If you get this, you can do almost any complex conversion without having to keep every conversion factor in your head. But trust me, you can't do that for every unit. Because the unit can get really, really complex. And as you get to know, you realize that in science there are a lot of units. there are a lot of deriving it. You come across a lot of deriving in almost every course or topic you come across in science. Alright. So let's move on to the next example. So we are going to be trying the second question. Okay, so B convert 2.5 times 10 to the power 5 negative 5 centimeters to millimeters. How do you do that conversion? Okay, so I'm going to do that. Solution. Okay, 2.5 times 10 to the power negative 5 centimeters is equal to what in millimeters. For this one, I have to convert the centimeter to its base unit, and the base unit is meters, is the meter. Okay, so I first have to convert this into meters before I think of converting from the meter to centimeters. For this, I didn't have to do that because it was already in the base unit, which is the meter, so I can do the conversion straight for it. But this one is sort of like an intermediary conversion. First convert to the base unit, then from there you can convert to the last unit. Alright, you can't do straight from here to here. Okay, you can't do that. So first of all, I'm going to take the same number and find its equivalent in meters. Alright, so I'll be continuing right here. 2.5 times 10 to the power negative 5 is equal in centimeters is equal to what in meters. Of course, all I have to do is write the same thing and then substitute the value of 70 into the equation, and then my answer will be in meters. I hope you are seeing that. So this is going to be 2.5 times 10 to the power negative 5 times 10 to the power negative 2 meters. Bingo. But just substituting the value of 70 here, I've moved 70. So now my answer is in meters. I've converted this into meters by just substituting this. That's basically all that we're doing. All we had to do is to know the values of the prefixes and do substitution where need be, and we are done. So our conversion is basically by mere substitution. That's the beauty of it. So this becomes 2.5 times 10 to the power negative 7 meters. But mind you, we are not trying to convert to meters, we are trying to convert to millimeters. So I have to convert this now, which is now the base unit, into millimeters. How do I do that? Now, this is going to be similar to how I did this. I'm going to write this 2.5 times 10 to the power negative 7 meters is equal to what in millimeters now. I know that if by the time I finish converting this into millimeters, okay, it will have the unit in millimeters. So I have to do is bring the unit, bring the milli there. But the question didn't start, it was meters, and I brought millimeters here. So I must make sure that since there's an equal to sign, whatever I say is the same as this. How do I make sure that this is the same as this? At this point, this is not the same as this because of the value milli. If I'm able to cancel this milli out, this will be the same as this. But I can't cancel this milli out by taking this meters, this m away. If I take this m away, my answer will not be in millimeters. So how do I cancel it? The same thing we did over there. By bringing the opposite of milli, milli is 10 to the power negative 3. So its opposite is 10 to the power positive 3. This and this will produce an answer of 1. And that will be the same, multiplied by this is the same as this. If you don't understand, you can ask your questions in the comment section. I'll be glad to answer them. Or you can send me an email to learningwithp360@gmail.com. I'll be glad to help you out. So this is 2.5 times 10 to the power negative 4 millimeters. So therefore, I have converted 2.5 times 10 to the power negative 5 to millimeters. I first converted it to meters, and then from meters I converted to millimeters. So I can say confidently that 2.5 times 10 to the power negative 5 in centimeters is equal to 2.5 times 10 to the power negative 4 in millimeters. It's quite simple. Okay, this may sound a bit difficult, especially for beginners, but with practice, you are sure to become very, very good at it. You can do this without thinking, with practice. And when you are able to do this, you don't need to worry about memorizing conversion factors. I always say that is the beauty of it. Okay, right. So we are moving on to the third question. So, question C. 2.5 times 10 to the power negative 5 kilogram to milligram. Right. We expect that the kilogram is a bigger unit. So if you convert the kilogram to milligram, the answer should be bigger. So I'm expecting that the answer I'll get in milligram should be way bigger than this value numerically. So solution. Of course, the first step is to convert the kilogram to the gram. The base unit is the gram. That's why the SI unit, like, think of it as the base unit, okay? It's a gram. Then from the gram I can convert it to milligram. So it's two steps. It's not straightforward. Okay. So 2.5 times 10 to the power negative 5 kilogram is what in milligram? First of all, 2.5 times 10 to the power negative 5 kilogram is equal to what in grams. I can get that by mere substitution. If I substitute the value of K, my answer will now be in gram. So I converted to gram. So 2.5 times 10 to the power negative 5 times 10 to the power 3 substitution grams. This is 2.5 times 10 to the power negative 2 grams. And now I can count. 2.5 times 10 to the power. You see that this value is bigger in grams. This kilogram is very small. Okay, it's 0.00, yeah, about 4 zeros, 25 kilogram. But in grams, you see, it becomes bigger. This is bigger than this, though they are all small. Okay, this is bigger than this. So now, 2.5 times 10 to the power negative 2 in gram will be what in milligram? I'm going to use the same strategy that I'm using. So I know that my answer is going to be something like this. The same thing, but in milligram. But then I have to cancel away this milli because my answer did not have, my question did not have milli involved. How do I cancel that milli out? I bring the opposite of milli, which is 10 to the power 3. And so therefore I get 2.5 times 10 to the power 1 milligram. That is 25 milligram. This is way bigger than this. So therefore 2.5 times 10 to the power negative 5 kilogram is equal to 25 milligram. Simple. If you don't know how to do it this way, the only other option you have is to know the conversion factor between kilogram and milligram. And for any other 2 units for that matter, it should be very difficult for you to keep access to them. And in case you should forget, how can you verify that that conversion factor is true? Okay, with this you can verify, or you can actually get any conversion factor between this and this. So this is great. Right, so we are moving on to the next question. Okay, yeah, I like this question. Yes, you can type this in the comment section and put your answers. Okay, and to see if you get what you are going to be getting. Now this is a bit different from the example, all the other examples we saw. We started introducing powers, unit of volume, cubic centimeters, cubic decimeter. How do we do this? Okay, first I'm going to convert from centimeter cube to meter cube, and finish. We see how to convert